Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family. Welcome to the Mental House. I am your host, y'all already know, Khadijah. And I just want to wish each and every one of y'all a safe day. I'm so glad that you are here, those of you who are having a chance to listen to this video because it could not have been this way. I am so glad my butt is on this side of the dirt. And after I tell you these two profound stories, um, it's just going to give you something to be grateful for. Okay, you always hear me talking about this hood is a graveyard. It's a straight up cemetery full of walking corpses that talk obituaries. Thank you, Gat Turner. Um, and I'm saying that because we have some of every different kind of crazy, not only that lurk up and down the streets every day and pass us. Um, I'm going to share these two crazy stories, and because I'm an equal opportunity basher, I'm going to give you one black and I'm going to give you one white. Okay, so we can keep the balance here. Um, this young lady had came out of the store and she was on her way home. And of course, it's hard as a female to walk down the street nowadays, um, and not because of sometimes what somebody white is going to do to you. We have people in our community that can't accept the word no. We have people in our community that if you say, no, I don't think so, that is a cause for them to get emotionally out of control, out of balance, a cause for fighting. If it's somebody that try to talk to you and you say, no, I have somebody already, or I just don't want to talk to you, now it's a reason for them to want to beat the hell out of you and call you every name in the book after just 2 seconds before that they try to talk to you. The mental illness is that goes on is just it's mind boggling, and that's why I'm working so hard to get myself right back out because I'm just a country girl at heart. I love horses. At one time I had quite a few. I love the peacefulness of getting up in the morning and not having a house no more than a mile away from me because that gives me time to think and write and produce things. But when you live in the hood, you don't have time to do any of these things because your mind is so set on survival most times. And you have to be ever vigilant because you don't know who the hell you're going to encounter. And if that's for it's just a way of life. And this story was so disheartening because I've heard it so many times where somebody is trying to talk to somebody. And this is what happened to the young lady. I don't want to regress. She came out of the store and the young man asked her for a phone number and she did not want to give it to him. She said she was in a relationship and no thank you. He said, I didn't ask you if you was in a relationship. I said, what's your number? Because I can be your man. Damn the man you got. Okay. What a freaking come on line for her. So she said, no, that's okay. That's okay. Oh, he said, oh, bitch, so you stuck up, huh? Oh, you don't want to talk. This is his exact vernacular, the language that he used because she did not want to speak to him and give him her phone number, okay? So remember, they cannot handle rejection of any kind. They are emotionally like toddlers, okay? You know how when you tell a toddler no? Like my little grandbaby, y'all see how she act on the video if I tell her no. She goes into a conniption. Okay? And right now I'm teaching her the boundaries. Okay? Within reason. Within reason. A lot of times I just let her have her autonomy when it's in danger or within reason. But as an adult, you expect them to kind of not be performing in some of these same kind of ways. So because she kept walking when he insulted her and her boyfriend, the man pulled out a gun from his waistband and said, B. Och, I should make you dance. I want y'all to hear that again. Biatch, I should make you dance because you don't want to talk to me, because you don't want to give me your phone number. And this is the kind of behavior that you exemplify. Why would I want to give you anything? Why wouldn't I want to get you as far away from me and away from normal people as possible? I don't get it. So she said that her heart began to beat, escalate so high that she thought actually that this fool was going to shoot her. The only thing that stopped her, because the guy jumped out of the car and pulled the pistol. His friend that was driving the vehicle, so obviously he was a scrub, sitting on the passenger side of his best friend's ride. You understand what I'm saying? His friend had to get out the car as well and tell him to leave this woman alone. Come on, man, get in the car. Leave her alone. So this thing decided that it wasn't worth it, and because his partner didn't want to be an accessory to a crime of this maniac, which I would hope to God that he takes that as a clue that he doesn't need this guy's friendship. And I would try to, if it was me and my friend performed like that, I know I'm regressing, but I'm speaking to some of you young men out there. Don't try to keep up with somebody. If you got somebody that's that foolish, try to put as much distance between you and they crazy butt as possible. You're going to have to do it, or you're going to end up right in jail alongside of them. Okay? Truth pressed to the earth is going to rise. You cannot continue to hang around with people who are destructive, who are crazy, and who have a total different way of seeing life than you do. Even though they might be Mookie and them, and it might be somebody you grew up with, or it might be your cousin, or it might be you cannot do it. You're going to have a spirit of discernment to stay away. And fortunately for her, and for the friend, he said, man, get in this car, man. Come on, let's go. And this idiot thought about it, shot the gun up in the air, and then they drove away. Again, if that's not the most ridiculous, stupidest story, and the most sad story, because everybody knows that hurt people hurt. And in the black experience, and I always talk about our pain body. We can't keep not addressing the fact that hurt people hurt. And we have such a history of being in pain. We have such a history of the most painful atrocities ever known to humankind that we have to make sure that we try to feed our brain a balance of goodness, a balance of light, a balance of goodness, positivity. Because the grid is set so low in the community. Like we talked about the other day about the women who let the dogs out after the woman was getting beat in the head with a baseball bat. Good God. All I can think about is the babies that have to witness this. Okay? So whoever this guy is that has no more respect for human life and who is really a grown toddler running around he's a toddler running around in a man's body. I feel sorry if he has any children. I feel sorry if he has some woman that he's bullying, because I already know what kind of person he is. That he's bullying and ruling the household with a hand of fear, and he thinks that that's a constructive relationship, and he probably thinks that means he's an alpha male. Because I'm starting to see now that there's a lot of guys that think being an alpha male means being a bully. Being a bully to your family, bully to your community. And in their opinion, that's them exemplifying testosterone and Oh, jeez. It's a cesspool of mental illness. I'm done with that story because the next one is just as crazy, if not the most craziest story. And women, listen. You know, sometimes we have to really, really, really think about when we leave out of here or out of our houses, um, to focus on protecting ourselves. We have to be more vigilant about protecting ourselves, walking through these neighborhoods, um, because this is a place where all kinds of evil spirits come to prey up on women. Just like when you go to the church house, you see all the demons up in there looking at you like you're crazy when you come in there, or look at the clothes you have on. All the demons run to the church, and just like you know that, they're running up and down this community. So the next story that I'm going to share with you is so crazy that I get a chill up and down my spine every time I think about it. The young lady was waiting on the bus stop. She says the bus that she takes now, and it's, of course, it's daylight saving time, and so it's light, but it's barely light. Usually at this time, her husband usually would walk her to the bus stop, so she said. But now that it's getting a little lighter, he hasn't for the last few days walked her because he has to go to work. I think maybe 4 hours after her, so he's trying to get the last little hours of sleep in that he can get, and especially on this particular night. I think that's what she said. Anyway, as she was standing out on the bus stop, because Milwaukee has very, very good public transportation, and very reliable transportation. I think they stop running at 2 o'clock in the morning. They start right back up again at 4:30 or 5. And this young lady was waiting for the bus. She said a car went past her and she didn't pay any attention to it, except for the man jumped out of the car and started grabbing on her and started trying to pull her into the car. Did y'all hear me? A big, white, scraggly dude. She said about 6'6", maybe about 300 pounds. And this woman is 120 pounds soaking wet. About 5'2". I can't believe she got away, because she was supposed to be a statistic. She was supposed to be somebody that we read about in the paper, but God blocked it. The God in her blocked it. This guy actually tried to throw her in the car. And she was yelling and screaming and kicking and fighting and doing whatever she could, everything, to get away from this freaking maniac. This fucking dude had to have been a serial killer, because they like to catch these girls and or get them in the morning and throw them out in these hay fields. See, that's what they like to do. And she was supposed to have been a victim of that type of shit. It just so happened it was blocked by something higher than her, because she said she don't know where the strength came from. But she fought that guy and hit him. She hit him in the throat. She hit him in the nuts. She hit him every damn place she could. She scratched him in the face. And when she got loose, she started running. And she was running to the gas station. And he jumped in his car and kept going forward. And because this woman doesn't know anything about cars, I mean, like, she can't say, well, it looked like it was about a 2003 Pontiac Grand Am, or, it's about maybe a 96 Bonneville. She doesn't know, GM car. She doesn't know. So all she could say was that it was a damn blue car. So when the police came, very little information. Okay, very little. But I'm hoping that she gave them enough description that they would just really kind of saturate that area. Because for all intents and purposes, I'm sure, you tell me what you think. This guy is a freaking serial killer. He's a serial killer. And you don't tell her how many people he can kill. Anytime you emboldened enough, you are emboldened enough to pull up when somebody's standing and then start trying to drag them and put them in the car, shh. Nothing good gonna come out of that. Nothing. That was supposed to be the end of the road. Oh my God. The hood's a graveyard. Straight up cemetery. full of walking corpses that talk obituaries. And right here in this mental house is where I try to dump all of this garbage. Because if you're not dealing with these crazy narcissists and you're not, and that's a video for the next time. Okay? All right, I'm going to go, you guys, because I've been on here long enough. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe and share. And I'm going to see you next time right here in the mental house. Bye-bye.